Deliberating for the Aris-Tisdale trial after closing arguments concluded just after noon today. Tisdale faces the death penalty in the February shooting death of St. Lucie County Sergeant Gary Morales back in 2013. I want to bring in legal analyst Michelle Suskauer. She's joining me now with more. But Michelle, we learned that about an hour ago or so, the jury asked to go back into the courtroom to re-listen to some testimony. Can you kind of talk to us first about the significance of that?
Oh, it's very significant. First of all, they haven't been deliberating very long. And then right away, there must have been some questions, either a few jurors, maybe one, we don't know, who wanted to hear some very significant testimony. So I can't tell you one way or another where a jury would be leaning in this, but I think it's very important that they did ask to listen to that.
Now, this is a death penalty case. If Tisdale is found guilty, when would phase 2 be expected to start? Because this is a 2-phase process.
That's right. We have the guilt phase and the penalty phase. So he would have to be first found guilty of first-degree murder by a unanimous verdict. And then phase 2, the penalty phase, would be very shortly thereafter, and the judge would let us know if there's a verdict for a first-degree murder. But again, this is the same jury, so they don't want to inconvenience this jury too long, and they will continue. Phase 2 will be significantly shorter, and it will be where the prosecution is going to try to bring in as much aggravating factors, more so than mitigating factors, to show that really he deserves the death penalty versus the defense, who's going to try to save his life. And it really would be in phase 2 either death penalty or life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Okay, can you kind of go a little bit deeper? You sort of mentioned it there, but what would it take for Tisdale, to be found guilty and then to be sentenced to the death penalty versus the life in prison?
Well, first of all, the jury has to find that he is found guilty of first-degree murder beyond a reasonable doubt, and it has to be a unanimous verdict for there to be a phase 2. If he's found guilty of a lesser or not guilty, there is no phase 2. It would go directly to a sentencing if it's a lesser offense. Now, in phase 2, it's really a different spin. The state is going to be presenting witnesses, presenting testimony, and showing that there are certain aggravating factors. That, for example, the murder was done in a heinous, atrocious, or cruel fashion. And that has to outweigh any of the mitigating factors.
Okay, again, the jury is still deliberating on this. We don't have a verdict yet, but we'll continue to watch this and update you guys with any information as we get it. Michelle Suskauer, thanks so much. Appreciate you for being here.
My pleasure.
Okay, coming up tonight at 5, Kelly Dunn will anchor our coverage from the St. Lucie County Courthouse. More on this trial she will have for you guys. You can also find the latest on WPTV.com and on our mobile app.